And that was page 56, number 22 from the 2020 8th grade CODA honor band audition etude. So with this one, if you've seen any of my other videos, I am a gigantic stickler on the dotted 8/16. It is an often incorrectly played rhythm. It's easy to do, and I understand why, especially if it's surrounded by a lot of triplets, or if you do a lot of jazz, it's going to be really easy to do. It's going to be really easy to want to swing it, and honestly, it does sound cool, but that's not what we're going for here. Okay, we need to make sure we have a really, really precise dotted 8/16. We really want to keep that consistent all the way through. We have to have that subdivision going both internally and hopefully, as you're working on this, externally with your metronome. If you have something like a tonal energy application, you can have straight dotted or straight 16th note subdivision, but it also has it where it'll do a dotted 8/16th subdivision for you. So you can really feel where those need to be placed. So now if you don't have that, obviously straight 16th notes is more than okay, as long as you're feeling then that's all that matters. Now, on top of that, we need to keep connected. I really like to utilize that 16th note almost as momentum that leads me into the next dotted 8th that happens. And it's a great way to help ensure that we're trying to keep tempo moving forward. It's easy to get bogged down in a lot of this. Now, the other thing we need to really be careful of is making sure all the notes that are staccato are played staccato. And what I mean by that is there are some that kind of catch us off guard, but then there are also times where, as I've worked on this with students before, the notes that aren't supposed to be staccato, that we try to play staccato. So the most consistent spot where this happens is the second to last measure, because we've got all these staccato 8th notes before, you've got the staccato A flat on the downbeat, bum, it's going to be easy to go bum, bum, ba bum, bum, bum. It's not marked that way. You want to think nice and full. This is a big ending. I don't know if they're just going to have you go in order 38, 39, 54, and then 56. I don't know. That's up to the people who run CODA. But, I kind of view this as if you got to go in the order, this is my big finish. It's like, the 1812 overture. Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum, bum. Nice and big, nice and full. Now, within reason, you don't need to replicate an orchestra. But we'll work on that in another lesson. So, beyond that, much like page 54, you see there's no specific tempo marking. You see there's no specific dynamic marking. Now, another easy way to kind of figure out what can I do dynamically is as the line goes up, you can think crescendo. As it goes down, you can think decrescendo. You don't always have to do that, but again, you can let the music dictate what your initial interpretation is. By all means, you can choose to do other things. And I think in this one especially, if you'd like to do some sudden or subito dynamics, I think there's more than an ample amount of opportunity to do that. Obviously, the main motif for the beginning part is bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum. But when we get to bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum bum, then we can think maybe suddenly softer or suddenly louder. Again, just depending on what you're wanting to do there. Kind of the same thing with the ending. We have that sudden change. Bum ba bum 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 ba bum bum bum, and then we just have this big bum, beep, bum, bum, bum. We're just outlining chords all the way to the end. And if you want to think crescendo there, I think that works. But again, It makes sense to me. May not make sense to everyone. If you like something else, that's perfectly fine. Again, the beauty of this is it's extremely subjective. So if you like a softer ending, go for it. Be different. Dare to try something different. You're going to not like most of what you tried, but you're going to find the 1 out of 100 things that you do. And you know what? You're never going to forget that one thing because you're going to always remember, hey, you know what? That's the one that I like here. So beyond that, everything we talked about in previous videos as far as consistency of articulation, so making sure all the non-staccato notes are the same length, whether they're eighth, quarter, half, whatever the case may be, and then making sure every single staccato that you play has that same level of buoyancy and bounce. I know it's often easy to say staccato is short, and that's a very, very easy way to explain it to a group full of young players. Really, I want you to think more like a string bass, like that's pizzicato. Boom, 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 boom. Have that bounce, have that buoyancy, have that reverberation in your sound. So, as always, thank you so much for watching these. If you feel so inclined, feel free to like and subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff us self-serving musicians do on the YouTube. And as always, happy practicing.